Good evening and welcome to a historic edition of the Raw Feed. I'm Gary Franchi, and tonight you're about to witness something the establishment never thought possible: the return of Donald J. Trump to the presidency of the United States. But this is not just another news broadcast. This is history unfolding in real time, and you are part of it. Now, before we dive in, I want to talk directly to you, our viewers. Streaming with us right now on YouTube, Rumble, and X, you're not just watching history, you're participating in it. Our live chat is already exploding with reactions from patriots across the nation and across the world, and we want to hear from you. In fact, right now, I want you to take out your phone and I want you to text this link to 5 people that you trust. Why? Because big tech doesn't want this coverage getting out. They're already throttling our reach, but they can't stop person-to-person sharing. We're streaming live to millions worldwide right now, and our team is monitoring your reactions in real time. Your super chats, your Rumble rants, they're not just comments. They are going to be featured on the screen between segments for the world to see. That's right, your voice, your thoughts, broadcast live during this historic coverage. And speaking of history, let me tell you what we're covering tonight. Donald Trump has just been sworn in as the 47th president of the United States, but that is just the beginning. We're tracking massive protests erupting across the nation, Biden's last-minute pardons that have sent shockwaves through Washington, and breaking news about Putin extending an olive branch that could change the global landscape forever. For those just joining us, become part of our community. Hit that join button to become a channel member. Each level comes with exclusive perks and special acknowledgement in our chat room. Plus, you'll get exclusive access to the Next News team and content we can't share anywhere else. Now, here is what the mainstream media will not tell you about what's happening right now. Trump's first executive actions are already sending shockwaves and tremors through the deep state. The External Revenue Service announcement, well, that is just the tip of the iceberg, and we have exclusive footage and insights you won't see anywhere else. But we can't do this alone. Your support keeps us on the air, bringing you the truth they don't want you to hear. The links to donate are in the description below. And while you're there, check out our merch shop at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. Our exclusive limited edition Mag Avengers collection has dropped, and it's already flying off the shelves. Remember, between each segment, we'll be featuring your super chats, your Rumble rants on screen. Your support gets priority placements, and your voice gets heard by millions. And that's what sets Raw Feed apart. This is not just a broadcast, it is a movement. So stay with us, because we're going to show you what's really happening on this historic Inauguration Day. From the streets of D.C. to the halls of power, from the border to international reactions, we're covering it all, unfiltered and uncensored. This is the Raw Feed. This is history, and it starts right now. Let's welcome you to the show. Who's here? Robin is in the house, and Paul and Moose229 and James Kaiser and Tech Sun and Firecracker, Albert Novak, Overeducated, Sean Gunk. Sean Gunk is here as well. We've got, who else? Erica and Dejeric Becker, Dave Mills. We've got Venomous Silverback, Jack Jensen, Tech Sun. We've got Kathy Mitchell, Coffee Angel, Paul Van Horn, Pothead Kenny, what's up, what's up? We got Sure You in the house, what's up? Where are the pardons? Lisa's here, BJ's here, Jem is here. We've got Paul and Eddie Hernandez. What's up, Eddie? Who else is here? Mr. Trox, Tex Sun, D&B, Cheva, Corey Lane, Steve Rowe, Optimus Vader. We got Robert, Philippians 4:13. We got PC. We got Second Tech, James Lovett. Everyone is here in the house. Frank is here, Frank McCampbell. And love, hope, and faith. Praise Jesus indeed. We could not be here without Christ and his protection for all of these years. We got Getty Rail, Frank McCampbell, Gene, David Denny, Running Bear. We've got Beat Cats and Paulos Skurdius in Greece. What's up, Paulos? Greece in the house. Oh, yes, I'll tell my wife. We've got Mike and George and Frank. Man, everybody's here. It is great to see you. Fishman and Thomas, Elias, Rujan, Albert, Rebecca. We got Simple Money, JVST, Todd Sengel. What's up, Todd? Looking good. Todd is in the house. Thank you, Todd. Good to see you here. Everyone, give a shout out to Todd because he helped assemble this show today. We got Viv B. We got Second Tech, Elias. Who else is in the house? Heather. What's up, Heather? Albert and Lisa. We got Jeanette in Canada. We've got Mumu Clark, Spartan Reserve. Phoenix Benjamin, what's up? We got Jennifer. Jesus is indeed king. We got Spartan Reserve, SL&M, Lance Lovell, Bobby Jenkins, Daniel Kame. Everybody is in the house. How awesome is that? Okay, guys, we got a lot of news to get to, and let's just jump right into it, shall we? Because it's been a long week. You know, I've been out of town, and watching all this from a distance has been really remarkable. And now we are back in studio and we are ready to hit the ground running with this new administration. So let's begin. You know what happened today? For the first time in American history, a president has returned to power after being forced out by what many are calling the most corrupt regime in modern politics. Donald Trump, love him or hate him, he just became the 47th president of the United States. But here's what they're not telling you. While the media obsesses over celebrity spectacle and Lauren Sanchez's wardrobe choices, something much bigger is happening. The old guard, the people who thought that they'd won, who thought that they'd never have to face accountability, well, they are panicking, and they should be, because this isn't just an inauguration, it's a revolution, and we will tell you why. So let me tell you something about gold, though. On this historic inauguration day, as America witnesses a transfer of power unlike any in history, smart Americans are doing something remarkable. They're protecting their wealth from what's coming. Global Gold Investments understands what this means for your money, so give them a call. The number's on the screen, 888-700-4148. Make sure you mention Next News to receive their exclusive 2025 Wealth Protection Guide, completely free. Don't wait until after the storm hits. Protect your retirement with precious metals. Visit IRAGoldproof.com or call 888-700-4148 and receive up to $1,000 in free silver when you mention Gary Franchi. That's how you do it. Okay, folks, let's jump right into it. It is Inauguration Day, and Joshua Lisek sums it up nicely. Today feels like July 4th, 1776, and also June 6th, 1944. It marks the beginning of the end to the beginning. Also, Donald Trump. Did you see this? Donald Trump giving a shout out to his son today. Listen.
Named Barron. Has anyone? Then I have a very tall son named Barron. Has anyone ever heard of him?
The guy's huge. Watching him grow up has been something else.
Thank you.
He wants more. He wants more. Barron Trump getting the shout out today. And now this also. Terrence Simpson. Tonight, for the first time in 4 years, I will go to sleep knowing that our country is headed in the right direction. And I can't thank you enough for that, Mr. President. Yes. And then, of course, we had this. Okay. I mean, everyone's talking, even New York Post is talking about it. You can see what it says on the screen there, Kenny Webster, and you can see Marco Rubio. This kind of caught everyone's attention today. A certain woman's attire. Yeah, you could see it. And even even Mark Zuckerberg sneaking a peek there. Yeah, this was all caught on camera today. Mark Zuckerberg catching a peek here. New York Post. This is where they posted it here. Mark Zuckerberg busted staring at Lauren Sanchez's in-your-face cleavage during Trump's inauguration. There he is. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so that was also one of the big takeaways from this inauguration. But in case you missed it, let's go and take a look at the moment that Trump is officially the 47th president.
And will to Donald Trump do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
That I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
The office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
And will, to the best of my ability.
And will, to the best of my ability.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
History has been made, my friends, and we have been working so hard. We should also mention that it is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. SMRT Social today, we reflect on two significant events that shaped the soul of our nation, Inauguration Day and Martin Luther King Jr. Day. As we mark these two important occasions, let's commit to working together for a brighter, more equitable future for all. Well, I'm not a big fan of the whole equity thing. It's about equality, not equity. And here is when Donald Trump, he announced that today is Liberation Day for American citizens.
It's my hope that for American citizens, January 20th, 2025 is Liberation Day. It is my hope that our recent presidential election will be remembered as the greatest and most consequential election in the history of our country.
Oh, it certainly is. After everything that he had to endure up to this moment, we all had to endure it with him. Unbelievable. Here's the photo that was taken late last night. Trump's final cabinet takes their first photo together. Look at that. There is the dream team assembled in all of its glory. But I can't help but notice RFK Jr.'s suit. Look at that tuxedo, man. That is a beautiful fit right there. I gotta say, beautiful. Also, rise and shine, patriots! On this historic day, we witness the second inauguration of Donald Trump, a true American hero who stands for freedom, strength, and the unwavering spirit of a great nation. Let's rally together, hearts filled with pride. But of course, CNN's Jake Tapper had a complete meltdown because the heads of major social media and tech companies were at the inauguration. I wonder why.
Sundar Pichai. Yeah, if I could just, before I throw it to Anderson, just bring back that photograph of the tech bros inside St. John's Church. It's just one other thing I want to show. So we see Mark Zuckerberg on the left there with the curly hair, CEO of Meta. Tim Cook, his face is blocked, but he has the white hair, CEO of Apple. Jeff Bezos on the right there, the bald gentleman looking to his right, CEO of Amazon. The gentleman behind Mark Zuckerberg is Sundar Pichai. He's the CEO of Google. And Anderson, between those four people, plus Elon Musk from Twitter or X, those five people that I just mentioned, the four in the photograph and also Elon Musk, control so much of the information that we receive. So much is in their hands when it comes to ascertaining, monitoring, or refusing to monitor what is real, what is not real. And we're about to enter an era of deep fakes and all sorts of misinformation. And the degree to which those five gentlemen play a role or do not play a role will be pivotal in terms of where the American people are 4 years from now.
CNN is already melting down because they know that they are irrelevant, that those guys who do control your news feeds are all there. I mean, they know that Donald Trump is about to drop the hammer on all the social networks. I mean, we saw what happened with TikTok. We'll get to that in a moment. But CNN, they're irrelevant. And they're just jealous. Oh, deep fakes and misinformation. We should note that most of the misinformation and disinformation over the last 8 years has all come from CNN.
In terms of understanding what is true and what is false.
You're also you said we you're not just talking about we, the United States. You're talking about the world. Mm-hmm. All human beings on the planet. They control access to information. They're the gatekeepers in many ways to information for the entire planet. Van, you had some thoughts seeing that picture of all of them.
Look, I mean,
yeah, they're the gatekeepers, and CNN is pissed because they know that they have no control over the narrative anymore. And then I snapped this picture as I was watching the inauguration. This is Joe Biden, caught napping again in front of the world at the inauguration. And of course, yes, we should acknowledge this is MLK Day. I'm sure BLM is really pissed off about that. MLK's daughter, though, says that she's happy President Trump's inauguration is the same day as MLK Day. Beautiful statement there. Qasim Rashid, wild to watch billionaires lined up behind Trump at the inauguration. MAGAs actually believe a billionaire who has never struggled in a day in his life got elected with support from the world's most exploitive billionaires will actually do anything to serve them. And here is more from the wildest political rally. This was last night, I believe.
We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What a great victory for everybody. Thank you, America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And what's funny is it's about to go into the Village People. So, all the people screaming that Trump is going to, round up gay people or do something. It's just lies. The whole thing is lies. Donald Trump has the Village People performing on stage with him as he dances. Yeah, the Village People. You can see him right there. Whoever thought we'd ever see that happen? But this is a brand new timeline that we are all living in, and I am here for every single second of it. In fact, I was talking with Angie today, and as we were watching all of these events unfold, as we were streaming on the channel, and it just feels like we're in a dream. We're dream walking right now. Whoever thought, after all that we have endured, it's like a time loop has been closed, and suddenly we're back to where we should have been. And the reality is if they didn't steal the election in 2020, Trump would be out of office today. Isn't that interesting? But here we are. Donald Trump had 4 years to analyze, to regroup, to build a new strategy, to learn from the mistakes that he had made. And he had admitted that he surrounded himself with the wrong people. And now he's coming back even stronger. And the world and the United States are going to be better for it. You're going to be better for it. Oh, yeah. Here's a beautiful photograph of Ivanka posted just a day ago with her family. Now, they put her through hell. I'll never forget, back in 2016, she couldn't even travel. She was getting harassed. Well, now the shoe is on the other foot, and Donald Trump is back in office. Donald Trump walking through the crowd, taking the stage at his victory rally last night. Another beautiful moment. But of course, we can't forget this. We can't forget this moment when Donald Trump was shot at and took a bullet for us. And we've been very concerned. We have been covering tips and sources and information that we've received regarding this inauguration and the threat. And thank God that nothing has happened to stop this transfer of power. Moni writes 3 days ago, for obvious reason, I'm happy Trump's inauguration will be held indoors. Was nervous about this to begin with. I'm also concerned with the pre-inaugural final Trump MAGA rally on Sunday. We were all concerned, Moni. We were all very concerned about it, and that's why we brought it to so many people's attention. And, I mean, I don't even know. Like, how do we continue moving through this day? We just have to thank God that Liberation Day is finally here. And the CNNs of the world, the MSNBCs of the world, they're going to continue. They're going to continue to have their meltdowns, but nothing is going to stop. Now, I mean, listen, I know Tom McDonald's music may not be your cup of tea, but do you see who's there with him? Roseanne Barr. It's only 2 minutes. This guy knows how to spit truth. And there's a reason why Tom McDonald is so important. It's because his message resonates with the generation that needs to hear it in their language. And that's why he's one of the number one independent musicians on the planet right now. And he is... Daddy is home, friends. Oh, wow. Praise God. Today is a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. And it's just getting started. So, this isn't just about Trump returning to the White House. This is about something much deeper, much more fundamental to the American experiment. When a president returns to power after being forced out by a corrupt system, it changes everything. The deep state knows it, the media knows it, and the American people know it. But here's the real question, a question nobody in the mainstream media dares to ask. If Trump's inauguration represents the will of the American people triumphing over the establishment, what does it say about every institution that tried to stop it from happening? Think about that and drop a reply. And don't miss out on our exclusive MAGA Avengers collection available in the Next News merch shop while supplies last. Oh, yeah, baby! We are here for the win, aren't we, Ronald? Oh, yes. Excellent song, says Erica. The Vindication of Truth, Stanley. Dante, take your truth out of this chat. Gary is about to get heavy. Yes, we are back. Did I see some like super chats come through? I think I did. Yes. H. Jess Bryan dropping our first super chat of the show. Love the work you do. You are my go-to for the real news. Thank you for that. $9.99. Who will be the next super chat on the show tonight? Will it be you? Perhaps it will. And you will be featured for the world to see. Now let's jump into our next topic of the evening. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is going to be heavy, as they
There's
say.
a little bit of delay tonight, so it's taking me a little bit longer to make the clip. Just so you know.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Okay.
hi,
All right.
everybody.
Let's see. Oh, you can hear Brian. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Want to make sure we got all of our clips ready to go for you. Wow. Phew. Okay. I'm ready, Brian. Oh, Fishman. dropping $5. What's up, Fishman? Super chat. What is he saying? God bless Trump and America. Thank you, Fishman. Appreciate that. Sincerely. Okay, we got to get to this next topic. Oh, yeah, you heard about it. I know you did. Okay. It says Gary Franchi, Next News Network on X on the screen. I've never seen that before. Not sure. Geneva Wilkerson dropping $4.99. Thank you for that. Brian, I've never seen that before. Why is it showing that?
I can turn it off if you want me to.
Yeah. It shouldn't be on in the open.
1 moment.
Only on the main stuff we do. Okay. All right, just a second. Let me get this organized here. Okay, good. My fellow Americans, here's something fascinating. In the final hours of what history may remember as the most catastrophic presidency in modern times, Joe Biden did something remarkable. And by remarkable, I mean desperately predictable. He pardoned them all. Fauci, Milley, Cheney, the entire pantheon of anti-Trump crusaders. Now, you might be thinking this was just standard political procedure, but it wasn't. What happened in those final hours reveals something far more sinister about the power structure in Washington. And thanks to a Supreme Court case from 1915, these pardons might just be the biggest tactical mistake that they have ever made. And I'm going to tell you why. Here's the truth about aging that the establishment doesn't want you to face. Just like these pardoned officials try to hide their actions, your body tries to hide the effects of aging until it can't anymore. But here's what they don't tell you about collagen deficiency. After age 20, your body produces 12% less collagen each decade. That's why I trust the collagen formula at healthwithgary.com. It's the only one that combines all 5 critical types of collagen your body needs. Don't wait. Get 51% off today at healthwithgary.com. That's healthwithgary.com. Now, the pardons. I woke up this morning to find that Dr. Fauci had been pardoned. But here's what's interesting. Texas Bulldog lays this out. Last month, Biden's own DOJ said accepting a pardon was an admission of guilt. The Justice Department sent a message. This was back in December 11th of last year. This article. The Justice Department sent a message Wednesday to January 6th defendants stating that accepting a pardon from Donald Trump is a confession of guilt for your crimes. That is the Biden DOJ. A pardon at some unspecified date in the future would not unring the bell of conviction. Federal prosecutors argued that in a January 6th case before the U.S. District Judge Carl Nichols, in fact, quite the opposite, the defendant would first have to accept the pardon, which necessitates a confession of guilt. Rand Paul review. Rand Paul, Fauci pardon seals the deal that he was behind COVID. Senator Rand Paul says that President Biden giving the doctor immunity shows he was responsible for the pandemic. And we've been tracking this. Remember, we were like, oh, he's going to pardon Fauci, he's going to pardon Milley, he's going to pardon the J6 committee, all those people. And at the time, I said, you know what, bring it. Bring it. Bring the pardons. Because it will be an admission of guilt. And it will be on the record. And now it is official. Biden has gone and pardoned these people. And now we know the truth. That they were guilty. Now, what's interesting here is the private citizen on X was replying to James Wood's Supreme Court, which is the rule of law, said acceptance, this is the Supreme Court, acceptance of a pardon implies guilt, but on the bright side, they can be involuntarily compelled to testify now. This is Burdick versus the United States. So now they can be drawn before the court. A 1925 case says, and this is Burdick versus U.S., it seems as though accepting a pardon is in fact admitting guilt. In Burdick, the appellant was offered a pardon but declined it, also refusing to testify in criminal court. Again, here's more on Burdick versus the U.S. The differences between legislative immunity and a pardon, they are substantial. The latter carries an imputation of guilt, acceptance, a confession of it. And now we have Tom Fitton just 10 hours ago. He says that, he calls it Pardon Gate. Trump should ignore the preemptive blanket pardons just issued by whoever's running the Biden White House. Specifically, President Trump should immediately court-martial Milley and proceed as appropriate in criminally investigating Fauci and anyone else. Yeah, so guess what? Even though you got the pardon, why not just go with the investigation anyway? And let them defend it. Huh? Let's see what happens. Let's see what Tom Fitton has to say.
If Biden preemptively pardons Milley,
And he did.
in a way that I think is unlawful, they really should challenge it with a court-martial. And there's more reason to court-martial him. And Judicial Watch just filed a lawsuit to investigate it. He was involved in a collusive attack on our freedoms with Merrick Garland in a meeting.
Yeah, so I think that we could have a court-martial of Milley. President Trump, however, did want to bring up the pardons at the inauguration. Instead, he waited until the speech at Emancipation Hall. Let's listen.
I was talking about that. I was going to talk about that. They said, please don't bring that up right now. You can bring it up tomorrow. I said, how about now in front of I'll bring it up right now. You know, this little time delay is good because we're getting great reviews on the speech. Now watch. They'll take the speech and say, I didn't like it because he left there and he talked to people. But we're giving you a little more information than we gave upstairs. But no, they pardoned a lot of people. They pardoned, before we even get to today, they pardoned, 33 murderers, absolute murderers, the worst murderers. You know, when you get the death sentence in the United States, you have to be bad because they don't give it much. And he pardoned almost everybody having a death sentence. And if you went through the crimes that were committed, you wouldn't even believe them. The level of violence, the people that were killed, the innocence of people that were killed and children killed by these people. And he pardoned them for whatever reason. He spared them, but they didn't spare the people that they killed. And you know, who knows what happens in the future. It's one of the worst because a lot of times they let them out early after that. You know, they say you're going to be in for life, but then all of a sudden they get let out. I was talking.
It is Joe Biden's final act of desperation. Vigilant Fox knew. Reporter asked Trump about Biden's pardons of Anthony Fauci, General Mark Milley, Liz Cheney, and members of the J6 committee.
Mr. President, do you have any reaction to the pardons that President Biden did at the last minute?
Well, I'm not going to discuss it now. I think it was unfortunate that he did that. We won't discuss it now. There's plenty of time to discuss it.
Oh, there's plenty of time to discuss it, indeed. Colin Rugg, 5 hours ago, immediately after swearing in, Trump rips the crying lunatics Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger, says they turned against him because he didn't want to kill people in wars.
So the guy not. Why are we helping some of the people? Why are we helping Liz Cheney? I mean, Liz Cheney is a disaster. She's a crying lunatic and crying Adam Kinzinger. He's a super crying. I never saw the guy not crying. He's always crying. I looked at him. I remember years ago he was actually on my side. And then one day, you know, when you don't want to kill people in wars, they turn against you. Liz Cheney hated the concept of not going to war with everybody. Let's kill everybody. Let's spend a lot of money on military equipment, you know, where her father works, right? And but what she did was incredible. Think of it. They destroyed and deleted all of that information that went on for almost 2 years against Trump.
So don't worry too much about these pardons, because there will be enough time to look back at them and discuss if Biden even had the mental capacity to know what he was signing in front of him. Here's CNN's John King on the last-minute preemptive pardons.
Like this. It's just unseemly. If you're going to do it, have the courage to do it in the light of day and explain it to the American people. Wow. It's a stain on his legacy to do it like this. It's just unseemly.
A stain on his legacy. They said that on CNN. John King said that on CNN about these pardons. Supposedly he did these pardons like 10 minutes before Trump took the oath. While Biden's decision to pardon General Mark Milley shields him from criminal prosecution, he's still eligible for a military court-martial. Oh, and I believe that he needs to have that. Oh, here's a selfie from President Biden. One more selfie for the road. We love you, America. Now, go home. Go to the beach. Do whatever it is you do. And Olivia makes a point here. If he is a hero, why pardon him before he's been convicted of a crime? Remember, Joe Biden, he said Fauci was an American hero. But why would an American hero need a pardon? Yeah. Quote tweeting Brittany, Dr. Fauci is a hero who saved countless lives. He deserves the pardon. No, he does not. And then we find out this. And we knew it was going to happen. We called it. In his final moments before leaving office, President Joe Biden has issued full pardons to several family members. Oh, what does that tell you? Here it is, the official document. Joseph R. Biden Jr., President of the United States, to all whom these presents shall come greeting, be it known that this day, I pardon James B. Biden, Sarah Jones Biden, Valerie Biden Owens, John T. Owens, and Francis W. Biden. A full and unconditional pardon for any nonviolent offenses against the United States, which they may have committed or taken part of during the period from January 1st of 2014 through the date of this pardon. Wow. He pardoned them all the way back to January 1st of 2014. As you know, Congress has been investigating the Biden family and the amount of money laundering and the web of shell corporations that these people were in charge of. Oh, man, he just made them all guilty. Oh, yes, it only proves what we have known all along, that these people are absolutely guilty. Oh, and that's what I said. I said it. I said, bring the pardons, man. Bring them. Because it's going to be an admission of guilt. Oh. James, we are now a dictatorship, but the outgoing president has pardoned. He says we're in a dictatorship. Okay. But the outgoing president has pardoned 8,064 people in the last month and minutes before leaving office, and pardoned his entire family, including himself. You don't pardon people that don't commit crimes, but the excellent news is you cannot pardon people. So this guy, James, obviously believes that we're in some kind of a Trump dictatorship, but at least he's acknowledging the lunacy of this record-breaking number, 8,064 people. Rand Paul posting this 11 hours ago. If there was ever any doubt as to who bears responsibility for the COVID pandemic, Biden's pardon of Fauci forever seals the deal. As chairman of the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee, I will not rest until the entire truth of the cover-up is exposed. Fauci's pardon will only serve as an accelerant to pierce the veil of deception. Anthony Fauci will go down in history as the first government scientist to be preemptively pardoned for a crime. And you know, Rand Paul, he has been relentless in his investigation to bring the truth of COVID. How many people did Biden pardon? Because even the left says they wouldn't need it if they hadn't committed a crime. Natalie Winters, Adam Kinzinger, back in 2022. The only reason you asked for a pardon is because you think you've committed a crime. Let's listen.
The only reason I know to ask for a pardon is because you think you've committed a crime. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
Adam Kinzinger, who was on the J6 committee, now a recipient of those pardons. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, 12 hours ago, Biden pardons for Mark Milley, Anthony Fauci, and the members of the J6 committee and the cops who testified before the committee because they are guilty of crimes. Never forget what the Democrats have done. The mask is completely off. Tonto says the pardon is a stupid move, but there's no reason for it to stop the GOP from still investigating everything they claimed was against the law, right? You still think the FBI and Antifa were behind J6 and you have the vaccine? Well, here we go. Now the mask is off. Donald Trump Jr., he doesn't have to accept the pardon if he did nothing wrong. Be a man and turn it down. But he won't, because everyone knows he's guilty of so much. Donald Trump Jr., he was quote tweeting Jonathan Karl. Fauci tells me he appreciates the pardon, but he committed no crime. Yeah, this is Dr. Fauci's quote on the actual pardon. He says, I truly appreciate the action President Biden has taken today on my behalf. Let me be perfectly clear, John. I have committed no crime. You know that. And there are no possible grounds for any allegation or threat of criminal investigation or prosecution of me. Yeah, we'll wait to see what Rand Paul has to say about that. Joe Proctor, justice has been grotesquely perverted. This is the most awful precedent ever set by a president, and now requires constitutional amendment to prevent this from ever happening again. Without a change, presidents can do anything and simply pardon their hatchet men. Pardon coin just dropped. Here it is again. Biden pardoning his entire family. There should be no such thing as a preemptive pardon. I still can't believe that he did this. But that's what they do. This is the deep state, the criminal swamp dwellers circling the wagons to protect their own. Because they know Donald Trump was about to hit the White House, hit the ground running, and start investigating and prosecuting all of these criminals. Bob Smith says Anthony Fauci literally killed millions of people around the globe by creating and releasing COVID-19. There must be some way to void this pardon. Well, I bring up the point again. Every piece of paper they put in front of Joe Biden is even mentally competent to know what he's signing. Basic contract law says if you're not competent, your signature has no standing. So we'll wait to see if there's anyone who's actually going to challenge that, but that's where I stand. Liz Churchill pointing out 10 hours ago, Dr. Fauci admitted in his own emails that he planned the pandemic. Do not allow a pardon for this monster. Well, it's too late, Liz. Too late for that. So the pardons are flying and people are reacting. But this is just the tip of the iceberg, friends, and we're going to continue to track this and the fallout. So let's continue here. Let's be clear about what we just saw. In his final act as president, Joe Biden didn't just pardon his allies, he tried to rewrite history. But here's what's really interesting. Accepting a pardon, according to the Supreme Court, is an admission of guilt. So think about that. Every single one of these people, Fauci, Milley, Cheney, they've all essentially admitted guilt by accepting these pardons. But here's the question nobody's asking. If these pardons were really about protecting innocent public servants, as they claim, why did they need them in the first place? What exactly are they admitting to? And more importantly, what don't they want you to know about what really happened during those Biden years? And show off your patriot pride with our Mag Avengers collection, available now in the Next News merch shop, link below. Wow. Couple super chats we just got in here. Notice one from Alice Cersei, $49.99. Wow, thank you so much for that. Wow, beautiful. Mongoose dropping $17.76. Dr. Fauci should be charged with crimes against humanity. I agree. Mountain Goddess dropping $20, and she says, I've been shooting my comments on different YouTube channels, including The View, with facts after watching them lie respectfully. And when they get deleted, I screenshot them and they're gone. I have loads to send to Congress. Wow. Wouldn't surprise me that those outlets are censoring your comments. Alice Cersei dropping $19.99. And she says, I did not writers buying your own. I did not writers buying your own. Okay. Thank you for that, Alice Cersei. Let's continue in our third segment of the evening. Wow, such an awesome day. I still feel like I'm in dreamland right now. And like, it's just, it's, after, I mean, all these years, after 2020, oh man, after that nightmare we woke up to after the 2020 election, we thought we won. Oh my God. And here we are. Oh my goodness. Still can't believe this is happening. Truly, I can't believe this is happening, but I'm so excited. I am so excited. I don't even know how to even encapsulate this emotion. Oh wow. So much work. So much work. They tried to take us out. We just kept going. We wouldn't stop, just like Trump. We never stopped. What do you say? What do you say, Donald?
And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Hey Tom, I'm live right now, and you're on the Next News Network. What's up, man? I'm literally.
To say that Mark Vargas and Blago were just on Fox News saying hi to everybody, and just checking in with you, seeing how you're holding up today with this insane news day.
Oh man, dude, this is an insane news day. I'm so happy. And yeah, you got about 4,315 people watching you right now. So Vargas and Blago, they were just on Fox?
Blago's on Fox. Mark is in D.C. right next to him on Fox News, and I know they're getting ready to do some stuff with the Senate confirmations this week. All sorts of great things coming, and we're getting ready to cover here locally the ice raids, hopefully happening tomorrow in Chicago. So the forecast nationwide is plenty of ice. So we're gearing up and getting ready for that to go, and you know Trump's just about to sign a whole bunch more executive orders, and we can't wait to go ring the bell on the victories.
Wow.
It's going to be 100 days of success, brother.
Oh, I can't wait, man. It's going to be a beautiful 100 days in the next 4 years. It's the golden age, Tom. We're in it now.
Absolutely. For everybody watching, I've been best friends with Gary, or pretty good friends with Gary for a long time. Don't know if you'd say best, but
You can say we're besties.
We're besties. We hold hands and skip down the beach. But not only is he a great guy on camera, guys, he's a great guy off camera, too. For a lot of people that think people change their personality when they get off air, he's amazing all the way around. I call him at 2 a.m. Gary's there for me in 2 seconds. So just wanted to finish up with that, my brother.
All right, man. We'll keep up the great work with the Illinois Review, and keep you guys who are watching right now, whenever I reference Tom, who texts me, that's Tom. Okay, because Tom only texts me when the missiles are flying or something crazy is happening.
Which is why you answered when you're live right now, thinking something crazy.
I'm like, okay. I'm like, should I answer the phone? Should I? Okay, we'll answer it. And I'm just going to tell Tom we're live.
To make sure you're good. So, all right, man. Get back out there. Get to your people. It's going to be another 5 hours of craziness tonight for you, man.
All right, man. This is great.
God bless America, guys. It's a day of victory.
Amen.
I got some craziness for you.
All right. All right, that was Tom. Brian, what, you have craziness? What, did something else happen?
Yeah, Times of Israel says that Elon Musk appears to perform fascist salute at inaugural event.
Oh, can people hear you?
Yes, everybody can hear me. Hi, everybody.
Okay.
Love you guys.
Yeah, I saw that. I did see that. You know, it is what it is. I think it's just more people trying to create division. That's all it is. That's all it is. So, okay, let's get to our next topic of the evening here. Where are we at? Topic 3. Okay, let's go with that. I didn't expect that call from Tom, but hey, you got to take it sometimes. All right, let's go. My fellow Americans, something extraordinary has just happened. The mainstream media is desperately trying to ignore. President Trump didn't just sign a few executive orders. He launched what might be the biggest transformation of the federal government since 1776. The IRS, yeah, you can say goodbye to that, replaced by something called the External Revenue Service. TikTok, well, it's back with a vengeance. And the border, well, what's happening there right now is sending shockwaves through the entire hemisphere. But it's what these changes reveal about the true nature of American power that's most fascinating. And trust me, the implications are staggering. I'm going to tell you what's really going on. Now, let me be direct about something. While President Trump is revolutionizing our government, there's another revolution you need to know about. The revolution against declining testosterone. Look, society isn't celebrating traditional masculinity anymore, but your body still needs it, and that's why I trust Sculpt Nation's Test Boost. It's not just another supplement, it's 8 powerful natural ingredients designed to help you reclaim your masculine edge. Go to sculptnation.com/NNN and save up to 51% on your first order. That's sculptnation.com/NNN. It's linked down below, and take back your vitality today. Now, what are we learning? Yes, if we have an external revenue service, we should be able to end the income tax and shut down the IRS. Better yet, let's start massively cutting spending. I am excited to learn about the External Revenue Service. Now, this was just a few days ago. Trump said for far too long, we have relied on taxing our great people using the Internal Revenue Service. Through soft and pathetically weak trade agreements, the American economy has delivered growth and prosperity to the world while taxing ourselves. It's time for that to change. I'm today announcing I will create the External Revenue Service to collect our tariffs, duties, and all revenue that come from foreign sources, and we will begin charging those that make money off us with trade, and they will start paying, finally, their fair share. January 2025 will be the birthday of the External Revenue Service. Make America great again. And now, just a couple minutes ago, we're learning that the ICE raids have already begun. The New York Post has just announced Border Patrol agent was actually killed during a traffic stop with a migrant suspect. Now, I believe this happened in Vermont. So a Border Patrol agent has already died, and it's time that these raids begin. Lewis says External Revenue Service, long-term, might be the biggest thing in his speech. It will reform institutions and the way we think of taxes, taxing foreign countries looking to be in our markets instead of the citizens. It's long overdue. ICE baby. Raids mean no more men at work to perform the hardest labor. Don't look to the land down under. You'll be asking, who can it be now? And who will affordably fix our house in the middle of the street? More madness is sure to ensue. Trump wants a mass deportation program. How much could it cost? It doesn't matter, right? We can send billions to Ukraine, but keep our borders wide open? No, it's time to invest in the deportations now. Now, this person here, they think that Donald Trump's a clown, but they say the External Revenue Service idea is a good one, not for tariffs, but to collect what is owed the U.S. from foreign governments. I'm sure we've always tried to collect, but an actual agency designed for that purpose might just work. Now, we're in the first day. This is the first day, the first half day of the Trump presidency, and the J6 hostages are going to be released. Listen.
And, tonight I'm going to be signing on the J6 hostages, pardons, to get them out. And as soon as I leave, I'm going to the Oval Office and we'll be signing pardons for a lot of people, And thank you to Steve Witkoff. He's a great guy. He's a friend of mine. He's been a very successful.
So the J6 hostages will be released. Thank God. Byron Lilly says Trump says he will make America wealthy with tariffs and will establish the External Revenue Service to collect money from foreign countries. Listen, this is from his inaugural speech.
I will immediately begin the overhaul of our trade system to protect American workers and families. Instead of taxing our citizens to enrich other countries, we will tariff and tax foreign countries to enrich our citizens. For this purpose, we are establishing the External Revenue Service to collect all tariffs, duties, and revenues. It will be massive amounts of money pouring into our treasury, coming from foreign sources.
The American dream will soon be back and thriving like never before.
You know, back in the day, I would organize activists, and we would pass out copies of a film called America, Freedom to Fascism, which exposed the IRS, exposed the Federal Reserve System. It was Aaron Russo's final film. And we would host activist protests at the Federal Reserve banks, and we would scream, "End the IRS, end the Fed." And now here we are. We're actually in a moment where we have been seeding this message, the message that Ron Paul championed, the message that Aaron Russo championed. We're finally seeing it come and bear fruit. Those seeds were planted like 20 years ago, and we're finally seeing it all come to fruition, and it's so beautiful to see, my God. Oh, my goodness. It is hard. It feels like a dream. It feels like a dream. It really, really does. Holy cow. Sarah Rose talking about executive actions that Trump. Let's listen.
Of the previous, so revoking nearly 80 destructive, radical executive actions of the previous administration. They'll all be null and void within about, 5 minutes? Is that them over there? 5 minutes?
So he's got executive orders in a stack, and he is going to rescind all of the destructive policies of the Biden administration. 80, he says, 80 destructive, radical executive actions. And so it begins. Here's a meme someone posted. The creation of the IRS that will make America great again, make America rich again. It looks like Trump and Elon Musk sitting there. Also, we're finding out this is interesting. I'm a big champion of Doge and what the Doge organization, the Doge group is going to be doing to cut all of this unnecessary spending from government. Now we're finding out Vivek Ramaswamy has now exited his role at Doge. Mario Nawfal, an hour ago, Vivek steps away from Trump's Department of Government Efficiency, teasing future plans back home while Elon takes full control. And I'm wondering why. I wonder why, honestly. I mean, I thought they were a good team. But Vivek says, no, I'm going to step back. Was it because Elon was getting all the credit? Was it an ego thing? I don't know. But Vivek says, it was my honor to help support the creation of Doge. I'm confident that Elon and team will succeed in streamlining government. I have more plans. More to say very soon about my future plans in Ohio. Most importantly, we are all in to help President Trump make America great again. From presidential hopeful to Doge architect to Senate candidate. Stay tuned. We're going to find out what Vivek has planned. And then, and then TikTok. Oh my goodness. Do you guys see the meltdowns? TikTok goes offline. And there's a message posted that, sorry, we had to suspend services in the United States, but maybe Donald Trump's going to do something to fix that. And then Donald Trump makes an announcement, and boom, TikTok is back online with another message that says what? Well, thanks to Donald Trump, TikTok is back. So think about that for a second. All the people on TikTok, every single one on TikTok, even the haters, had to thank Donald Trump. Now, there's some big, big accounts on TikTok. A lot of influencers with millions and millions of followers who rely on TikTok for their revenue to reach out with their own message, whatever it may be. And suddenly they were all silenced in a second because of what Joe Biden signed into law. Donald Trump, boom, with a flick of the pen, with just a post before he was even president, said we're going to hold off, we're going to wait maybe 90 days and let TikTok figure it out. We want the United States to have a 50% stake or 51% stake in TikTok. Here he is.
As of today, TikTok is back.
So TikTok is back. We're also seeing this. 1 hour ago, President Donald J. Trump has shut down the pro-abortion HHS website. Sorry, this site cannot be reached. And it was previously at reproductiverights.gov. Bye-bye. And then we have this. Here we go. Spotted in San Antonio, Texas, transporting U.S. Border Patrol trucks, SUVs, and vans. Yes, the amplification of border security has begun, and they are now sending fresh reinforcements to the border. CNN is also reporting that David Pekoski, the TSA administrator who put Tulsi Gabbard on the Quiet Skies terrorist watch list, well, he's been fired. Yeah, as it should be. The head of the TSA, fired by the Trump administration, multiple sources tell me. So, bye-bye. TSA is done. And this is what's on the website. This is what's on the website for White House, the White House website. Whitehouse.gov. Boom. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Bring it on. Okay, we got this from MJ Truth Ultra. The seeds are being planted. The IRS and income tax is coming to an end in America. The External Revenue Service was the first step to achieve this goal. It's actually happening. Here is Howard Lutnick.
At the start of the 20th century, America was the richest country on earth. And we defended our workers from unfair trade policies with tariffs. And we only made money. We had no income tax. All we did is charge other countries and foreign companies, if they wanted to sell to America, you had to pay for entry. Okay, so imagine this. The U.S. government had no income tax. Americans got to keep all their hard-earned money, and foreigners paid the price. So now, what's happened? We have the Internal Revenue Service. That means charge us internally. Now imagine politicians who can't even balance their own checkbook, taking our money, and what do they do every year? Let's just take more, let's just take more, let's just take more. So this is how Donald Trump is going to end it and fix it. Last week, he announced that we're going to return America to greatness by creating, and today is its birthday, the External Revenue Service. So if you're always wondering, is some bureaucrat going to cut your benefits? Not under Donald Trump. Not under Donald Trump. It means foreign companies are going to pay if they want to come and sell products to the wealthiest country on earth. And if they want to compete with American workers, then let's just not tax our American workers.
Let's not tax our American workers. Oh, man, this is a beautiful day. George Beasy tweets, border agents in El Paso, Texas, 6 hours ago have already shut down a port of entry to prevent illegal aliens from crossing. Crossing beyond this point will result in arrest, prosecution, and possible application of force. Here's a scene from El Paso. This was a picture that was actually posted by KFOX 14 News. A video, actually. Let's see.
Beyond this point will result in the arrest, prosecution, and possible application of force.
Wow.
Advertencia. Esta es una área restringida federal.
And it goes into their native tongue. Does it matter if TikTok is banned? Well, we have X, right? Barely an hour into Trump's presidency, and this WAPO journalist is already tweeting about the plight of crying migrants. Yeah. I want you guys to be aware. And Libs of TikTok points it out too. And I've been warning about this. She writes, we're about to see a years-long massive coordinated campaign from the fake news MSM attacking Trump's border policies. Here's a video posted by Arelis Hernandez that migrants who were waiting for their 1 p.m. CBP1 parole appointments learned 20 minutes ago that the app has shut down and their appointments are no longer valid. So look at this. Now, this is obviously a sad moment for this person. But guess what? The open border is over. Joe Biden single-handedly destroyed this country and countless lives lost because of his border policies. But they didn't show you the grieving parents of those murdered by illegal aliens. No, they didn't. The mainstream media refused to. But instead, what we are going to be subject to over the next 4 years, and most importantly, this next 100 days, as the deportations begin, as ICE begins their raids, we're going to see visuals like this played over and over and over again. It's sad. It really is sad. And it's visuals like this that are designed to make you feel, to pull at your heartstrings. But do not fall victim to the propaganda from the mainstream media, because this is designed to turn you against Trump. Remember, we have to get America back on track. These people are welcome. These people are welcome. You just got to do it the right way. So just be aware. We're going to see a lot of visuals like this over the next 100 days. Also, President Trump revoking EV subsidies and establishes an external revenue service to collect tariffs, designates Mexican cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and will be deploying troops to the border. Breitbart News posting, we will pursue our manifest destiny into the stars, launching American astronauts to plant the stars and stripes on planet Mars. That is what President Trump said. We are going to see in our lifetime, because of Elon Musk's technology and Donald Trump's plans, we will soon see an American flag planted on Mars. Derek says, TikTok came back quicker than Jesus. Here's President Trump talking about Mars.
And we will pursue our manifest destiny into the stars, launching American astronauts to plant the stars and stripes on the planet Mars.
Wow. Wow. Incoming executive orders, David Bell. Southern border emergency. Remain in Mexico. Cartels are domestic terrorists. 1778 Act eliminating gangs. Unleash American energy. Remove electric vehicle mandates. Tariffs. Establish ERS, External Revenue Service. DOGE. No government censorship. Eliminate political persecution. Eliminate DEI from government. Only 2 genders. Full military reinstatement for refusing the vax with pay. Rebuild the military. The Gulf of America. Mount McKinley being properly named back. Retaking the Panama Canal. Prioritizing American health. An American flag on Mars. See, these are big, big visions that Donald Trump is enacting. Where was the big vision for Joe Biden? He said he was going to eliminate cancer. That was his big vision. And of course, nothing ever happened. He didn't eliminate cancer. But Donald Trump is thinking bigger because he has the power and authority to do so. Oh, here's that message that TikTok that they posted. Welcome back. Thanks for your patience and support. As a result of President Trump's efforts, TikTok is back in the United States. Imagine all of the leftist haters opening up TikTok and being forced to read that and say, thank you, Donald Trump. Yeah, I think Donald Trump just picked up a few new voters with that one, even though we don't have to worry about it. Gulf of America on Inauguration Day, that's coming. TikTok has released a statement. In agreement with our service providers, TikTok is in the process of restoring service. We thank President Trump for providing the necessary clarity and assurance to our service providers they will face no penalties. Greg Price, the first Trump 47 White House press release announcing day one actions on the border, energy, and bringing back American values. This is the first press release. Make America safe again. President Trump will take bold action to secure our border and protect American communities, including ending Biden's catch and release policies, reinstating Remain in Mexico, building the wall, ending asylum for illegal border crosses, cracking down on criminal sanctuaries, and enhancing vetting and screening aliens. President Trump's deportation operation will address record border crossings of criminal aliens under the prior administration. The president is suspending refugee resettlement after communities were forced to house large and unstable populations of migrants, straining community safety and resources. The armed forces, including the National Guard, will engage in border security, which is national security, and will be deployed to the border to assist in existing law enforcement personnel. President Trump will begin the process of designating cartels, including the dangerous Tren de Aragua, as foreign terrorist organizations and use the Alien Enemies Act to remove them. Oh boy. The Department of Justice will seek the death penalty as the appropriate punishment for heinous crimes against humanity, including those who kill law enforcement officers and illegal migrants who maim and murder Americans. Make America affordable and energy dominant. The president will unleash American energy by ending Biden's policies of climate extremism, streamlining permitting, and reviewing for rescission all regulations that impose undue burdens on energy production and use, including mining and processing of non-fuel minerals. President Trump's energy actions empower consumer choice in vehicles, shower heads, toilets, washing machines, light bulbs, and dishwashers. How ridiculous. That's what he's got to spend his time on. Dishwashers and toilets. My goodness. President Trump's energy policies will end leasing to massive wind farms that degrade our natural landscape and fail to serve American energy consumers. Trump will withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord, thank God. All agencies will take emergency measures to reduce the cost of living. President Trump will announce the America First trade policy. America will no longer be beholden to foreign organizations for our national tax policy, which punishes American businesses. That is the first press release. The golden age of America begins now.
My honor. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and pleasure to introduce to you the 45th and the 47th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
I'm dreaming, folks. Don't wake me up. His speech was so powerful. It was so powerful. It was like a declaration of war.
Thank you very much, everybody. Well, thank you very, very much. Vice President Vance, Speaker Johnson, Senator Thune, Chief Justice Roberts, Justices of the United States Supreme Court, President Clinton, President Bush, President Obama, President Biden, Vice President Harris, and my fellow citizens. The golden age of America begins right now.
Yeah!
From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world. We will be the envy of every nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer. During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first. Our sovereignty will be reclaimed. Our safety will be restored. The scales of justice will be rebalanced. The vicious, violent, and unfair weaponization of the Justice Department and our government will end.
And he said that all right in front of them all. He said it right in front of them. They all stood there. Oh, they had to listen to it.
Priority will be to create a nation that is proud, prosperous, and free. America will soon be greater, stronger, and far more exceptional than ever before. I return to the presidency confident and optimistic that we are at the start of a thrilling new era of national success. A tide of change is sweeping the country, sunlight is pouring over the entire world, and America has the chance to seize this opportunity like never before. But first, we must be honest about the challenges we face. While they are plentiful, they will be annihilated by this great momentum that the world is now witnessing in the United States of America. As we gather today, our government confronts a crisis of trust. For many years, a radical and corrupt establishment has extracted power and wealth from our citizens while the pillars of our society lay broken and seemingly in complete disrepair. We now have a government that cannot manage even a simple crisis at home, while at the same time stumbling into a continuing catalog of catastrophic events abroad. It fails to protect our magnificent, law-abiding American citizens, but provides sanctuary and protection for dangerous criminals, many from prisons and mental institutions that have illegally entered our country from all over the world. We have a government that has given unlimited funding to the defense of foreign borders, but refuses to defend American borders or, more importantly, its own people. Our country can no longer deliver basic services in times of emergency, as recently shown by the wonderful...
Wow. Absolutely epic. Absolutely epic. Beautiful speech, spitting in all their faces for the destruction that they have done. This was the announcement that was 6 days ago. President Trump announcing the External Revenue Service. Amazing. Yes, and of course, Donald Trump brought up the renaming of the Gulf of Mexico in Mount Denali on his first day in office. Starting the External Revenue Service. First executive order under the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. I will declare a national emergency at our southern border.
I will declare a national emergency at our southern border.
Just watching Kamala and Joe sit there and have to listen to that. The border czar, right? Let's see what Angela says. My bold take to my friends on the left who are dumping on Trump's creation of the External Revenue Service. Let's see if it works before the outrage. Yeah, exactly. Wall Street apes. Donald Trump announces the ERS, External Revenue Service. Next step is to abolish the IRS. Now, here is a video. Trump revealing the only reason we're paying income tax in America is because U.S. politicians are paid off by foreign countries.
You know, and the big price is tariffs. And he'd speak like that, but he was right. And then around in the early 90s.
This appears to be from the Joe Rogan podcast.
1800s, they switched over stupidly to, frankly, an income tax. And you know why? Because countries were putting a lot of pressure on America. We don't want to pay tariffs. Please don't. You know, they, believe me, they control our politicians. If you look at the kind of numbers that these guys make then and now, but we had a commission meeting in the I think it was 1887. Think of this problem. We were so rich. We had so much money. We didn't know what to do. So they set up a blue ribbon commission on tariffs. And the sole purpose is what to do with all the money we had. We were so rich because we were taxing other people for coming in and taking our jobs. And China does it. That's what China did. If you want to open a factory and sell cars, if you build a factory here or have a factory, they don't take our cars. They wouldn't take our cars. But if you build a plant in China, you can do that. Elon did that. By the way, Elon is great. That guy is such a great guy. I think you're a fan of
love
Elon.
him.
He is from a different planet. He's a great.
He's from a different planet. Notice when Trump mentioned that we are America first, most of the Democrats refused to applaud. A few clapped. The anti-American Democrat commies reveal themselves every day. Watch.
Not allow ourselves. From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world. We will be the envy of every nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer. During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first.
Anyone who doesn't clap for that is, I mean, they just hate America. Like, how could you not clap for putting your own country first? President Trump, here's more on the External Revenue Service.
I don't know what they're doing now. But in fact, Kamala cast the tie-breaking vote to hire 87,000 new IRS agents to go after your tip income. They're going after it in a lot of ways. So I don't know what they're doing now. This has happened with a lot of industries. When we come out with something, they immediately follow. But you know that after the election, if something horrible happened, which is always a possibility, especially the way they cheat. But if something horrible happened, you know that you'd go right back and you'd never see anything about no tax on tips. You know that.
So this is obviously recorded before he was elected.
Kamala and Crooked Joe Biden, where is he? Where's Joe? What happened to Joe? He's on a beach someplace. He's angry. The IRS has imposed costly and burdensome new reporting requirements on restaurant and other employers, and these employers are great people. They're great people. They really work hard. Like Javier, they work very hard and they do an incredible job. And this is going to make their life a little bit easier because, frankly, for them it's a lot better too when they have happy employees that are making a little more money and just do a better job. People like Javier are very happy. He was happy to hear about this. Every restaurant owner is happy to hear about this.
No tax on tips. It's coming. Donald Trump announces formation of External Revenue Service to collect our tariffs, duties, and all revenue that come from foreign sources. Yeah, it's about time. And the IRS. This is only day one, folks. This is the half day, and we have 100 days. Remember, the 100 days is when most of the action happens. Everyone focuses on that, and we're going to be tracking it very, very closely. So remember this moment, because what we're witnessing isn't just policy change. It is the complete dismantling of a system that's been bleeding Americans dry for over a century. The External Revenue Service isn't just a new name. It's a declaration of war against a bureaucratic state. The border actions, they are redefining national sovereignty. But here's the question that is keeping the D.C. establishment awake tonight. If Trump can accomplish this much in just half a day, what happens when he has 4 full years? What other sacred cows of the administrative state are about to be led to the slaughter? And more importantly, why was the system so desperate to stop him from returning in the first place? Drop your thoughts below. And don't miss out on our MAGAvengers collection exclusively at the Next News merch shop, linked below. Wow, quite a few super chats have come in this segment, and I want to get to them. You know the rules. Let's see. Dale dropping $1.99. Thank you, Dale, for that. Geneva Wilkerson dropping $1.99. And Geneva says, "Hey, Gary, Musk has a very strange sense of humor." He certainly does. Korean Elvis dropping $19.99. And Korean Elvis says, "I hope President Trump wrecks The View and the hens are serving me my Big Macs. Aloha from Hawaii. Gary, huge fan since 2015. Wife's a liberal, but I never left the Trump train. God bless you and your family. Aloha." Korean Elvis, thank you. And Chad Ryan dropping $2 with a simple W. Yes, for winning. All right, we got more to get to. Oh, what's happening outside of the inauguration? Let's find out, shall we? All right. What you're about to see might shock you. Right now, in cities across America, thousands of people are in the streets. In Washington, Chicago, New York, elsewhere, they're burning flags, screaming about Palestine, fighting with the Proud Boys, all while claiming to defend democracy. But here's what's fascinating, and pay attention to this part. These aren't spontaneous protests. They're not organic expressions of dissent. What we're seeing right now is something far more coordinated, far more deliberate. And when you understand who's really behind these demonstrations, everything else starts to make sense. Now, let me explain. You know who else is losing control right now? The power companies. While protesters are in the streets demanding change, your electricity bill is silently protesting against your wallet. But here's what they don't tell you. Yes, you can fight back. This revolutionary device I discovered actually helps stabilize your electricity flow, cutting waste and slashing your monthly bills. It's so simple. Just plug it in and watch your bills drop. Visit don'twastepower.com and save up to 50% during our special Inauguration Day offer. That's don'twastepower.com. Take control of your power today. Okay, so what's happening while all of the celebrations are taking place as we celebrate Donald Trump's inauguration? Well, right on cue, Philly Mama writes, Trump wants no wars, and they worry about Panama Canal. When you see that they are paid and funded by the opposition and foreigners protest, selective outrage is showing. Breakthrough News posting this video. D.C. right now, thousands of people are in the street protesting Trump's inauguration. Protesters are chanting U.S. out of everywhere as Trump announces his plans for colonial expansion of the Panama Canal. No, it's just reclaiming it.
U.S. out of everywhere. Boots on the ground, no bombs in the air. U.S. out of everywhere. Boots on the ground, no bombs in the air. U.S. out of everywhere. Boots on the ground, no bombs in the air. U.S. out of everywhere.
I mean, I can agree with that. Get us out of everywhere. No more foreign entanglements. Democrats hate America. They are burning the American flag in D.C. Have you seen this video? Watch this.
Here at the moment. Now we've got somebody over here. There's some kind of a protest going on here. Somebody's lighting a flag on fire.
Oh, no. Okay.
And things are getting a little out of hand here at the moment. Not exactly sure what's going on.
All right. Yeah.
Derek's trying to get in. Yeah, somebody's burning a flag here. And now there's some protesting.
Can you hear what they're chanting, Paul?
All right, so we got people cheering USA, USA, but somebody apparently lit a flag on fire right here. You can see it on the ground here. We're at 7th and H. And then the police started to move in, but now we've got people surrounding the flag as it's burning. So still just trying to figure out what's going on here. But
All right, you're watching this live.
Yeah, and that was posted to TikTok, ironically. Despite the dangerous sub-zero wind chill, a few hundred protesters are gathered in Chicago's Federal Plaza, decrying the inauguration of President Trump. They're set to march to Trump Tower. Here's some of the photographs. Well, keep screaming, guys. Keep screaming. It is your right to scream into the nothingness. And it is our right to ignore you. You guys can scream, you guys can chant, you guys can do all kinds of things. But it's not going to stop the fact that Donald Trump was inaugurated today. Here we have more. This is from Freedom News TV. Confrontations and clashes between Proud Boys and protesters in Washington, D.C. during the inauguration. So yeah, one guy with a bullhorn, another guy with a foghorn. They're bullhorning each other in the streets of DC right now. And we also have this. Here is, okay, this happened. Okay, this was 7 hours ago, posted by Laura Loomer. Free Palestine protesters interrupt the inauguration ceremony. A protester chanting and screaming "Free Palestine" and throwing up the middle finger just interrupted the inauguration ceremony at the Capital One Arena as Carrie Underwood was about to sing. Cover your face. I don't know why you'd want to touch that person. Just let them get it out of their system. Up. Looks like she's getting escorted out. Or sorry, I didn't mean to assume gender. Okay, you got in. You screamed. Good for you. Not going to change a damn thing. Here's more. Protesters shout as Proud Boys cheer for Trump's inauguration speech.
And our golden age has just begun. Thank you. God bless America. Thank you all.
Yeah. Anti-Trump protesters actually set up a mock guillotine on Inauguration Day. Did you see this? Look at that. They set up a mock guillotine. How disgusting is that? Who is that intended for? What's the message that they're trying to send here? A mock guillotine. Goodness. Wow. Let's see what else we got here. We've got, okay, this is hundreds of British protesters to pitch up outside Downing Street in hours. So they're protesting in Britain. Dozens of pro-Hamas progressive protesters have come out to rally against the inauguration. Here's another shot of that guillotine. Daily Caller. Protesters assemble a guillotine to protest Trump. Here's another shot of that thing. Anti-Trump protesters set up a guillotine at the Capitol during the inauguration ceremonies. What does it say? Come get some? Wow. Yeah. Unreal. Rappler, fight Trump's agenda. Protesters against U.S. President-elect Donald Trump display a banner at Meridian Hill Park in D.C. Bookmark this page for live updates. Fight Trump's agenda. No to deportations. Yeah, good luck with that. It doesn't even work. There's like 5 people there. Left-wing protesters bring a guillotine. Here's another shot of that thing. Wow. This is from Front Lines. Wow. What else have we got here? Roxy says, as long as they are not rioting, people have a right to protest. What I'm worried about is if it turns into a riot later on. Well, Biden, it will, if this turns into a riot later on, it will give Biden reason to declare martial law. No, that's over with. Here's this is 2 days ago.
Because
Katie
the
Hopkins
mentalists are back
in
amongst
DC.
us.
Who needs one?
This is a feminist march against Trump. I'm just going to show you the gentleman here standing in the high, sir, in the freezing cold. The poison continues to spread. I don't think they said that about the jibby jabs and Fauci, but it's definitely Trump that's the poison. Okay. Then there's numerous feminists, the feminazis 2.0, where the O stands for, oh my God, is that thing really a woman? I'm going to try and take you to some of them. They're joining the march. There's only about 3 people here, honestly. No one really gives a single poop. A lady is wearing a command.
Oh, man. Here's another shot. Here's protests in opposition to Trump and his inauguration. Sarah Fields says, I hate to be the person that says, what do you notice? However, I want everyone to look at this crowd and tell me, what is the one thing missing? These people hate America. Yeah, you don't see any American flags there, do you? Not a one. Not a one. Angry and frustrated, thousands protest Trump days before the inauguration. People nervous about the return of Trump presidency demonstrated in D.C., New York, and other cities to show support for women's rights, racial justice, and other causes. Here's some more from freedomnews.tv. Protesters in D.C. vandalizing property in protest of Trump's inauguration. And who skipped Trump's inaugural launch? Well, no, they didn't. We did see Clinton. We saw Bush. We saw the Bush family, the Clintons. It was Michelle Obama who was absent from the inauguration. Here's another shot. The pink hats are back to protest Trump.
And they're all right, guys, we are inside the People's March. People say there's about 50,000 people here, and they are all here to fight against Donald Trump, to stand back. You can see the speakers over there. There's people dressed up. We have someone in masks over there, like Halloween masks. We have so many people out here, and it's not even supposed to begin until 1 o'clock. Some of them are angry, vile. Other ones are just old people. But yeah, I'm going to keep you guys updated. Make sure you guys follow me on X.
So they can scream into the air as long as they want. Donald Trump is their president, whether they like it or not. Now, look what's happening. In sub-zero temperatures in Chicago, the streets of D.C., these protesters are out there, many of them carrying professionally printed signs. Did you notice that? All pushing the same message. And of course, notice the timing, right? As President Trump begins implementing his America First agenda. But here's the question nobody in the media is asking. If these protests are really about defending democracy as they claim, why aren't they protesting the fact that unelected bureaucrats and foreign interests have been controlling our country for decades? Why is it these defenders of democracy only seem to protest when actual democratic choices threaten the establishment's power? Drop your thoughts below and rock your patriot spirit with our MAG Avengers gear, available now in the Next News merch shop. Linked below. Okay, let's see. What else have we got here? Any more super chats to speak of? Okay. Yeah, we have some. R. Boyd, what's up, R. Boyd? What is he saying here? I had to hide the fact was and damn near crying all day from the inauguration. Wilson at work. Can't let the feelers see me. Wow. Retired Navy SCPO dropping $4.99. Thank you for that. Okay. We have some more news to get to here. And it is pretty remarkable what we are already seeing. The Winds of change on the international front. And it's beautiful. Let's go. Ready to rock? Okay, here we go.
I tell you, there's some lag issues on the
Okay,
YouTube.
well, I didn't. I know you told me that, but okay. Thank you. Something truly remarkable just happened on the global stage, and the war machine is in absolute panic mode. Vladimir Putin, the man they've been telling you is Hitler reincarnated, just extended an olive branch to President Trump. Not in a week, not after careful diplomatic maneuvering, but today, within hours of the inauguration. Now, why would he do that? And more importantly, why are the same people who've been screaming about world peace suddenly looking very, very nervous? Well, the answer explains everything about the last 3 years of foreign policy, and they don't want you to understand it. So let's get into what's really happening. And while they're talking about global survival, let's talk about something closer to home. Talk about your food supply. You know what's fascinating? The same people pushing endless war don't want you thinking about our bee population crisis. But Patriot Bee Best understands that without bees, our food supply collapses. And that is why they are leading the charge to save American bees. For less than 17 cents a day, you can join the fight to protect our food independence. Visit patriotbeebest.com and use code NEXTNEWS for 25% off of your subscription. That's patriotbeebest.com. Check them out. Okay, so Donald Trump, he is now officially the president of the United States, and the international community is on notice. Vladimir Putin just congratulating Donald Trump. We ran this through a translator, so you might notice that the mouth doesn't really line up with the words, but we did this so you could actually hear what Vladimir Putin is saying, extending a public congratulation.
The new U.S. president and his team are eager to reestablish direct communications with Russia, which were severed by the previous administration.
Wow.
Not by us. We are also attentive to his remarks about doing everything necessary to prevent a third world war. Certainly, we welcome this attitude and congratulate the elected President of the United States on taking office. I emphasize, we have never refused dialogue, always ready to maintain a steady, cooperative relationship with any American administration. I've said this many times before. We assume that the dialogue will be built on an equal and mutually respectful basis, considering the significant role our countries play on several key global issues, including strengthening strategic stability and security. We are also open to dialogue with the new US administration on the Ukrainian conflict.
Wow.
The most important thing here is to eliminate the root causes of the crisis, which we have talked about many times. That's the main thing. As for resolving the situation itself, I want to emphasize, its goal should not be a short truce, but not some pause for regrouping forces and rearming to continue the conflict later, but a long-term peace based on respecting the legitimate interests of all people, all nations living in this region. We, of course, will fight for Russia's interests, for the interests of the Russian people. This is, in fact, the goal and meaning of conducting the special military operation.
A long-lasting peace is on the table finally. Putin congratulating Trump on assuming office, wants to talk long-term peace in Ukraine. 16 hours ago, both Trump and Putin confirmed their willingness to meet immediately after Trump's inauguration. Trump wants to end the Ukraine war and the financial drain this war causes. He also wants to stop World War III, something that would ruin Europe, ruin all of us. Detector Media. The global redistribution begins. Propagandist Telegram channels on Trump's territorial claims In the early days of 2025, Russian propaganda telegram channels speculated that with Donald Trump coming back to power, the United States would cease its support for Ukraine. They lauded Trump for his ideas of annexing territories from other countries, portraying this as a justification for Russia's occupation of Crimea. On January 7th, newly elected president of the United States, Donald Trump held a press conference where, according to the Associated Press, he stated he would not rule out the use of force to gain control over Greenland and Panama Canal. So we've got that from Detector Media. And, we've been talking about this Ukraine thing for a long time. And back in September, Tucker Carlson and Don Jr. had a very good discussion about it. It was very revealing. Oh, and by the way, Trump never mentioned Ukraine in his inaugural speech. Zelensky, not too happy. But let's listen. Let's take a throwback for a second before we go further into the international implications about the Trump taking power now.
Well, can I ask you a question? So you do travel and speak to audiences more than anybody, actually, that I'm aware of.
Okay, so obviously that's Tucker Carlson, but this conversation is really about priorities and America first. What priority truly does continually funding Ukraine do for the United States? Nothing. We have said it time and time again that Ukraine is really just a laundering machine for the military-industrial complex, and all that money comes from the U.S., goes back out to Ukraine, and comes back to the military-industrial complex, and of course the lobbyists who then lobby the the establishment and the Democrats and pad their wallets, even the Republicans.
You always have. In Washington, where I spent my whole life until recently, I don't think there are 4 Republicans in the House who've asked the questions about Ukraine than you have. Do you ever meet an audience that is like, no, we really need to keep going funding this war in Ukraine?
So I do this in a lot of the speeches. I'll do it right here because I haven't done it in a while. And I've had 2 responses. And so let's say over the last year, I've spoken to 50, 60,000 people, probably, right? Opening up for DJT, a rally, a group of 300 people here, that may be 10,000, 5,000. This is 10,000, whatever it is. And I do it. Show of hands, raise your hand if Ukraine is a top 10 priority for you in your life. Top 10. And I'll do it. Like, if it is, I'll give you the mic. How about a top 3? It doesn't exist. I found 2 people. 2 people of now, let's call it 65,000 people that I speak to weekly. It was not top 3, but it was top 10. First guy, sir, why? I am from Kiev, Ukraine. I was like, okay, fine. I'm going to give you a pass. And the other was a guy that's like a Beltway warmonger. I was like, so you're on the board of Raytheon or something like that? He was like, well, no, not exactly. I was like, Northrop Grumman? He just walks away. And yet, I get the calls. By the way, what's nice about me, I'm not a politician, so I'll call out both sides. I get the calls from Republicans. Hey, Don, can you not go so tough on the Ukraine? Because, some of that money is getting funneled back to a missile maker. And I was like, wait. I'm all about American businesses. Like, our family's done that before we got sued to, we've done this. I get it. I want to support American business. Not if it's just for abject death for no reason around the world. Like, I'm not there to support American business in genocide. And I talk to these guys, I'm like, you're making trillion-dollar decisions. Have you surveyed your constituents? And they're like, well, no, but I'm sure they took 6 figures from Raytheon, and so therefore, they're on the team. They should get sponsorship things. Whose payroll are you on? Because it's shocking to me that a guy like me, who grew up on the 70th floor of Trump Tower in Manhattan, again, I don't forget that. I don't pretend it didn't happen. I'm very self-aware that way. But it's how do I know this and you don't? You live there. Exactly. You live amongst these people. You literally chose to represent your district. I was there last week, and you have no idea what they actually stand for. And it's disgusting.
It is disgusting. And finally, the money laundering through Ukraine is about to come to an end. President Trump pledging to quickly end the Ukraine war.
World War III. I will end the war in Ukraine. I will stop the chaos in the Middle East, and I will prevent World War III from happening. And you have no idea how close we are.
Oh, man. Thank God he is in power. Here we have a clip. This is back. Remember that CNN town hall with Caitlin Collins? Unfiltered boss. The 24-hour clock has started, and President Donald Trump is going to end the Ukraine war. Now, of course, this person is mocking Trump, but Putin has already come forward and said, let's start the conversation.
I want everybody to stop dying. They're dying. Russians and Ukrainians. I want them to stop dying. And I'll have that done. I'll have that done in 24 hours. I'll have it done. You need the power of the presidency to do it.
And it's about to happen. The conversations are already underway. Donald Trump Jr. claims that Ukrainian President Zelensky requested to go to the inauguration multiple times, but was rejected every time. Oh, man. Chris Hayes, Bill Hazeltine, tweeting at Chris Hayes, your TDS is astounding. Trump won in a landslide because Dems' only agenda is illegals and money laundering operation in Ukraine. No policies that benefit the middle class. Your ignorance is astounding. Learn from the election. Fear-mongering doesn't work. So when Trump tells Putin to remove his troops from Ukraine and return the land that he took, Putin, out of respect, will listen to him. Trump already proposed the following: freezing the front lines at their current position. This is what apparently Trump has offered. Freezing the front lines at their current position and a 20-year suspension. 20-year suspension. Not sure. Zelensky hailed, this was 5 hours ago from Newsmax, Zelensky on Monday hailed the opportunity to achieve a just peace in Ukraine, which is battling an almost 3-year-old Russian invasion, as he congratulated the U.S. leader Donald Trump on his inauguration. And of course, we have the talk that the Gulf of Mexico will soon be called the Gulf of America because we built it, we paid for it, and it is ours. MSNBC is already going into the lies because they have learned nothing, Insurrection Barbie says. So let's debunk a common mainstream media talking point. We built the Panama Canal. We paid for the canal. We gave the Panama Canal to Panama. We signed a treaty that says it was going to be neutral. Now China is low-key engaging in operational control of the canal, thereby violating said treaty, thereby making it null and void. So, MSDNC, Trump is not going to forcibly take another country's territory. When Panama violates the treaty, they no longer have control over the canal. Oh boy, let's see what Rachel Maddow's saying here.
Inaugural address. The second inaugural address did, in my take on it, was that it had more of a vibe of a State of the Union address than an inaugural address, I think in part because it was indoors. And that made it sort of feel like he was addressing a joint session of Congress, even though he wasn't, even though this was an inaugural address. President Trump spoke in his sort of trademark low monotone, gave his list of grievances. Among his grievances this time was an assertion that there was not even a token effort made to fight the Los Angeles fires, which was a very unusual assertion. If this inaugural address is remembered, I think, as a signal of what's to come, it may be the part where he said, "We're taking it back," when talking about the Panama Canal. He pledged to be a president of peace and to not start any new wars, but did also pledge to forcibly take another country's territory. While President Trump was speaking, a relatively large group of Proud Boys, the pro-Trump armed paramilitary group, marched in full colors and their trademark black and gold in downtown Washington to the Capital One Arena. Just before the inaugural address, just before the swearing in, outgoing President Biden issued pardons to members of his family, noting that while they had done nothing wrong, he believed the threats and promises of politicized persecution of people who the new president has decided are his enemies warranted what President Biden would have otherwise never considered doing.
Okay, thank you for that, Rachel. Thank you for your astute observations. But you are no longer relevant. We are the media now, and we will call you out every single time you present more and more lies. Here's Trump talking about the Panama Canal today at the inauguration.
Panama Canal, which has foolishly been given to the country of Panama after the United States. The United States, I mean, think of this, spent more money than ever spent on a project before and lost 38,000 lives in the building of the Panama Canal. We have been treated very badly from this foolish gift that should have never been made, and Panama's promise to us has been broken. The purpose of our deal and the spirit of our treaty has been totally violated. American ships are being severely overcharged and not treated fairly in any way, shape, or form, and that includes the United States Navy. And above all, China is operating the Panama Canal, and we didn't give it to China, we gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back.
Game on, bro. Game on. Taking back the Panama Canal. This is huge, man. This is huge. President of Panama, however, has just released a statement condemning President Trump's inaugural address, claiming the Panama Canal is and will continue to be Panamanian. And this is what it says. On behalf of the Republic of Panama and its people, I must fully reject the statements made by President Trump regarding Panama and its canal during the inaugural address. I reiterate what I expressed in my message to the nation on December 22nd. The canal is and will continue to be Panamanian, and its administration will remain under Panamanian control with respect to its permanent neutrality. There is no presence of any nation in the world interfering with our administration. The canal was not a concession from anyone. It was the result of generational struggles that culminated in 1999, a product of the Torrijos-Carter Treaty. And since then, for 25 uninterrupted years, we have managed and expanded it responsibly to serve the world and its trade, including the United States. We will exercise the rights that protect us, the legal basis of the treaty, the dignity that distinguishes us, and the strength provided by international law as the appropriate path for managing the relations between countries and, above all, between the allies and friendly countries, as demonstrated by history and our actions concerning the U.S. Dialogue is always the way to clarify the mentioned points without undermining our right, total sovereignty, and ownership of our canal. The President of the Republic of Panama. Meanwhile, there are protests breaking out in Panama, protests in front of the U.S. ambassador's residence. The protest likely is by communist Suntracks. Suntracks are communist and not well liked in Panama. Suntracks flies their flags in front of new Chinese construction site by the Panama Canal. Oh, Chinese construction site. What do you know? And here you can see some of the protests taking place in Panama right now. So this is all just starting to happen, and it's only the first half day of this new administration, friends. So here we are on his first day in office, half day. President Trump has already done what 3 years of Biden administration saber rattling couldn't. He opened a direct line to peace talks with Russia. Putin's offering to negotiate. The Ukraine conflict could end. Europe might avoid World War III. But here's the question that should keep you up tonight. If peace was this easy to achieve, if all it took was a leader actually interested in stopping the bloodshed, why do we spend billions prolonging this conflict? Who really benefits from endless war? And more importantly, what does it tell you about our foreign policy establishment that they're more terrified of peace than they are of nuclear war? Drop a comment below. And stand out in our new MAGAvengers collection, available in the Next News merch shop. It's linked below. Wow. All right, man. What a show. What a day it has been. We're going to check in on the news feed, and we're going to check in the chat room, see what you guys are saying right now. So happy Trump is back. WX2, the Neutrality Treaty, stated that the canal would be neutral and open to all nations. It also allowed the U.S. to use its military to defend the canal. Oh, what is this? Raising this. What is this? What is this? Trump just signed an executive order to withdraw America from the World Health Organization. Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. God, oh man, thank you. This is awesome. That's something we need for sure to get out of that stupid thing. Okay, yeah, Mike Taylor News also confirming Trump officially withdraws the United States from the World Health Organization. Amen. Holy cow. This is huge, huge news. Wow. Loretta Turner. I'm so thankful for answered prayers on Donald Trump being our president again. Thank you, God. Wow. And ER says, and the Panama president lied on camera and declared China is not there. Liar. Oh, this is going to be interesting to see how this goes back and forth. Wow. Okay, let's J6s are being processed as we speak. Okay, Brian, bring up the triple box so we can check in the latest right now. Let's see. Okay. This from 2 hours ago. Vivek Ramaswamy posting, it was my honor to help support the creation of Doge. I'm confident Elon and team will succeed in streamlining government. So Vivek is out at Doge. And yes, you have all of these pictures. People are freaking out because Elon Musk made a sign which appeared to be a fascist salute. But, you know, who wore it better, right? Hillary, Barack, Kamala. Barron Trump just got a massive standing ovation at the Capital One Arena. We showed that earlier. Trump says we are witnessing the dawn of the golden age of America. It is happening, friends. It is happening. J6 prisoners are starting to be released right now. There's Barron Trump. Gunter Eagleman calls him the heir apparent. Trump White House announces Vivek is no longer part of the Department of Government Efficiency. So the White House, Trump White House, officially confirming that. Here's more from 2 hours ago. J6 hostages set to be let go from the D.C. jail as Trump supporters rally outside chanting USA in anticipation of their release. It's going to be a beautiful sight to see, man. I'm still like beside myself. I still think I'm like dreaming. I can't believe all these things are happening. Man, we've all been through hell. Holy cow. What? What? Florida Governor DeSantis recognizes the Gulf of Mexico as Gulf of America in a new executive order. No way. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's happening. DeSantis recognizing the Gulf of Mexico as Gulf of America. Executive Order 25-13. Holy cow. Bring it on, baby. Here's Trump talking
on the
about
J. And, you know, tonight I'm going to be signing on the J6 hostages pardons to get them out. And as soon as I leave, I'm going to the Oval Office and we'll be signing pardons for a lot of people. A lot of people.
Beautiful. It's happening, friends. It is happening. The border was officially closed as of 1 p.m. today. Vivek is not serving in the Doge. Humanoid robots displayed at the Consumer Electronics Show. Oh boy. That's crazy. Although I do want to get I want to get Elon Musk's robot. I really do. I don't know. I've always wanted to have my own droid. Maybe I'll get one and then he could be like a co-host right here, right? What do you think about that? The World Economic Forum is laying the groundwork to take over every aspect of our lives. Okay, left is more popular. Let's see. U.S. Border Patrol agent shot by a migrant in northern Vermont on Inauguration Day. Oh, man. Let's see what else is happening here. Real America's Voice. Here's some commentary from Studio 6B. It feels different now. Another page is being turned. Oh, yeah. It's certainly. Wow.
Whew.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Absolute factual.
And you know what I enjoyed also is the peripheral of the day. You saw a lot of people. It feels different, right?
Oh, yeah.
Remember after the election, we were all like, whew, we won.
Yeah.
Feels different. We had that sense of optimism, but we still had still like 90 days to go. We gotta make sure we get them there. Now there's another page is being turned because the optimism, you feel it, you see it more. Remember, we were starting to see celebrities coming out, putting their MAGA hats on. Now, did you see this video of Tucker Carlson walking down the street in D.C.? Cut 8. Check this out. This is Washington, D.C. This is where the swamp gets their power. This is where they all feed on the same chum as they figure out a way to fleece us. Here's Tucker Carlson walking down the street.
With no security, by
With no security. And people are out and giving them high fives, and it's amazing. Check this out. He's just walking down the street.
I love him. Happy inaugural. You're a hero.
This is insanity. You didn't see this in 2017. What you saw was a bunch of lunatics marching down the street, throwing Molotov cocktails through store windows.
One of the most famous memes is the screaming lunatic on the ground, right? While he's getting inaugurated, the screaming whatever lunatic there. Yeah.
And you know
absolute.
Oh boy, here it is. Looking at the. Let me see if I can bring up this shot. How do I bring in a screen share? Let's see, share screen. And here is the White House YouTube channel. Let's see if we can share that. Okay. Brian, I just added it to the scene. This is the YouTube channel now for the White House. And I just got a message from Angie. She says that the presidential ball is... they're showing the ball live. You may need to cut to it. Okay. So how do I bring in the tab?
I'm working on it. You got it. Just give me a second and I'll put it on the screen. You got the YouTube channel there. Go ahead and go to the video you want.
Well, I don't want to show the video. I just want to show this tab at the moment. This is what the White House.
Okay, 1 second.
Just the page, and then I got to find the I want to find okay, so there's the White House. The America's back, right? Let's see, presidential ball. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, this is from PBS. PBS, let's see what's going on there. Here we go. Loading. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and mute that. We don't need to have any copyright issues. But that is a live shot of the presidential ball right now. What, Brian?
Said make it full screen, please.
You want me to make it full screen? Okay, let's see what happens. This computer's a little bit laggy. Come on, there we go. Okay, so if I click on that and then we bring in... It was there. Okay, here we go. Let's see full screen. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, so there's your live shot of the presidential ball. And let's see, Trump attends the Commander-in-Chief inaugural ball with country band Rascal Flatts. They're going to be performing. So that's cool. All right, well, let's see if there's any other feeds we can pick up. Let's see. This is the Liberty Ball. Jason Aldean, Nelly, and the Village People. 64,000 people are watching this live. Let's see who's performing at the moment. Let's see here.
See, it's not on. Yeah, battery's working, man. Well, let's see. I could try like this. I mean, after what Carrie Underwood did today, wasn't Carrie Underwood fabulous? Carrie Underwood, you were amazing today. They had technical difficulties too. And in life, when you have technical difficulties, you just got to keep going. Or as President Trump would say, you got to fight. Woo! How good was it to see our president back in command, President Trump?
I just want to point out this just in a few moments ago. President Donald Trump. Okay, yes, we brought that up. Trump withdrawing from the U.S. From the World Health Organization, and Trump cabinet nominee has been confirmed. Marco Rubio confirmed 99-0. That just in.
This is dead. You know what? Hell, just snap your fingers. That's okay, bud. That's okay. Here, just take it with you.
Well, lots of audio problems, I guess.
You can tell the world you never was my girl. You can burn my
Okay, we're gonna stop sharing that feed, and we're gonna bring it back to our. Let's bring it back to the feed, the triple box feed. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. Let's see. Okay, triple box, Brian. Okay, there we are. Thank you. So the Senate has confirmed the nomination of Marco Rubio as Secretary of State. That's the guy to keep an eye on, though. 99-0. That means the entire establishment, the entire DC swamp, has just voted for Rubio. The guy is a neocon, so just be careful. We're going to watch him closely. Fox News' Brett Baer broke back in and talked over Trump signing executive order. Oh, Brett Baer, what happened? Brett Baer. Let's see. Here is the southern border officially being closed with this executive order. Marco Rubio just confirmed 99-0. Okay, it begins. Oh, whoa. 1 hour ago. Department of Government Efficiency. Elon Musk says it begins, calling this progress. So what is this? Chief Diversity Officers Executive Council. Okay, January 19th, January 20th. Page not found. Bye-bye. We're sorry. Deleted. Michael Schellenberger, 1 hour ago. The dark age of government censorship of online speech is coming to an end with the executive order just signed by Trump. Read it and weep. Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Bill Gates, Hillary Clinton, George Soros, you guys got on the wrong side of a sacred value. Holy cow. Restoring freedom of speech and ending federal censorship. By the authority vested in me as president, by the Constitution and laws of the United States, the First Amendment, reiterating the First Amendment essential to the success of our republic, enshrines the right of the American people to speak freely in the public square without government interference. Over the last 4 years, previous administration trampled free speech rights by censoring American speech in online platforms. Oh my. Often by exerting substantial coercive pressure on third parties, such as social media companies, to moderate, deplatform, or otherwise suppress speech that the federal government did not approve, under the guise of combating misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation. The federal government infringed on the constitutionally protected rights of American citizens across the U.S. It is policy of the U.S. secure the right of American people to engage in constitutionally protected speech. Ensure no federal government officer, employee, or agent engages in or facilitates in any conduct that would unconstitutionally abridge free speech. Wow. I'm going to retweet this, repost it. so you guys can see it for yourselves. This is amazing. Wow. I will never forgive Zuckerberg. Facebook didn't just restrict free speech for the last 5 years. They hid valuable life-saving information and therefore cost people their lives. I've said that 100 times. They are complicit. The blood of people's of lives, the blood of Americans all across the world are on the hands of the social platforms that suppressed important information during the pandemic. Wow. Hulk Hogan is starting USA chants. Wow. Trump signed executive order issuing withdrawal from the World Health Organization. Thank God. Wow. Okay, folks. That's a wrap. We have a lot to celebrate. We'll be back tomorrow. And so what we've witnessed today isn't just news, it's history being written right before our eyes. Let's recap what we have seen in this extraordinary broadcast. Donald Trump has reclaimed the presidency, and in just hours, he's already turning Washington upside down. Think about that. We showed you Biden's desperate last-minute pardons, Fauci, Milley, Cheney, the entire cast of characters who spent years trying to stop this moment from happening. But those pardons aren't protection, they are confession. And now, well, now we're about to learn what accountability really means. We took you inside Trump's day one revolution, the External Revenue Service, the return of TikTok, and what might be the largest deportation operation in American history. The bureaucratic state's in full panic mode, and they should be. We brought you live coverage of the protests erupting across the nation. Same people who claim to love democracy are out there right now burning flags and fighting in the streets, all because they lost control of their precious power structure. Perhaps most significantly, we showed you how Vladimir Putin, yes, that Vladimir Putin, extended an olive branch to President Trump within hours of his inauguration. Peace is possible, but only when you have a leader who actually wants it. So to all of our viewers who sent in super chats and Rumble rants tonight, thank you. $163.68. Your voice matters, and you have helped make this coverage possible. But our fight is not over. The mainstream media will try to bury everything we've shown you tonight, but that's why we need your help. Visit our donation links in the description. Every dollar helps us continue bringing you the truth they don't want you to hear. And don't forget to check out our merch shop at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. Our Mag Avengers collection is moving fast. Most importantly, tell a friend about the Next News Network. Share this broadcast. The algorithm cannot stop person-to-person sharing. The revolution might not be televised, but it will be streamed right here. We'll be back tomorrow with more breaking developments. This is the Raw Feed. Good night, and God bless America.